All right, g'day Spuddies. We've got another episode of Super Spuddies today. So today's guest is Arthur Gooch, and Arthur did a whole year of potatoes only, and I'll let him explain a little bit more. But yeah, so we're going to hear from Arthur today. We're about to have a chat, and before we do that, though, if you want to know any more about the Spud Fit Challenge, which is what we're going to be talking about, then check out spudfit.com, and there's a link below. And you can check that out and find some more information about what this crazy thing is that we call the Spud Fit Challenge. All right, on to our guest today, Arthur Gooch. Welcome.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for the welcome. Yeah, and thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, it is crazy, but it's a good crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I like to think we're all crazy. Every one of us is crazy, and we just got to embrace our crazy.
Yeah, what would you attempt if you knew you couldn't fail? You know, it's a sort of. It was last December when I saw you goofing off on Channel 9 and with your Spud thing.
Yeah.
I'm a little older than you, and I kind of got to the stage of bit of creeping weight coming onto me. Although I'm basically a fit bloke, I move around rapidly, but
Yeah.
I was up to 96.5 kgs, and I'm not a big lad.
Yeah. Okay. And what's your ideal weight then? What have you been before when you've been happy with it?
I've always been a fairly chunky bloke, you know, 28 as a kid.
Yeah.
So, you know, in my mid-80s was pretty acceptable, I suppose, for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was a squash player and a sort of fairly active bloke, so it hasn't hindered me. But just as Latin years, and I do stress for those that are listening, when you get older, and if you've got the energy and the vitality, it's really good to get hold of it then, because it is quite insidious, quite hands-on.
Yeah.
Easier than it used to. So I noticed it last year, and it was divine timing. I saw your ugly mug on the TV, and I thought, well, give us a whirl. So I took it, every intention of doing it for 2 weeks. I thought I can handle this really fine.
Yeah.
And,
What about it made you think that you'll give it a go? Like what about the idea in the first place made you think, yeah, this is for me? Because most people look at me and what I did and this whole Spud Fit Challenge and go, oh, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that. So what in you made you think, oh, that's something I should give it a try?
Well, a good question. I did a little research and I was surprised because of my English background. I knew the Irish and the Spuds and how they were terribly ill when the Spud family was on. And so I looked at the value of a Spud, really. I looked at it, and other than the B12 supplement, which I've taken, and brackets have stopped now, I don't need it anymore for a while, apparently.
Yeah.
So it is a whole food. And I thought, this is going to work. So I thought, it's only going to be 2 weeks. I'm either going to really jack at this or it's not.
Yeah, what's 2 weeks out of your life?
For those who are listening, and I'll probably emphasize a bit much, the biggest thing about this was I owned it all the way through. So I've owned the whole plan, the focus, the results. There's not been a doctor said, you're unwell, we've got to get this Spud diet, or,
Yeah.
myself. And to a degree, and not to diverse too much, but I'm also a home brew agent. I like to brew my own beer.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had a couple of pints every other day for most of my life. But when I started the Spud, I thought, well, this is stupid. This is all sugar. No, let's put that on the hold. So I haven't had a beer for a year.
Oh, really? Wow.
And that's just, I still had the odd glass of wine with my wife and a scotch when I feel like one, but it was a common sense thing said, oh, but don't drink that, it's sugar, that's dumb. I'll put it aside. And it wasn't like somebody said, you can't have that.
Yeah.
And I can't stress strongly how important that part is but I've owned it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well done.
Yeah. So originally back question, after 2 weeks, I was feeling so chipper and energy to burn it. I'm doing
Chipper, pardon the pun, chipper.
Yeah, very appealing. Yeah, and so I did the month, and then after that I knew it was on for the year. And my wife was really skeptical. A doctor who was an English second language guy hated the idea.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, man, look at this. So then he saw me after, I've done 3 DEXA tests.
Yeah.
6 months, 12 months.
Yep.
One just yesterday, and these are DEXA scans, guys. $70 the cost me, but you get.
Oh, you had the DEXA scan. Cool.
3 of them. Last February, this July, and yesterday.
Yeah.
and the graphing that shows the fat to bone ratio, the quality of my bone, the BSI, it's just amazing. It's a graph going down, which is great. So,
Yep. So you didn't develop osteoporosis over the course of the year then?
no, the complete reverse. First time in my life, with no medication whatsoever.
Wow.
And
amazing.
This year, the doctor has stopped statins, which is cholesterol drug.
Yep.
He stopped a Nexium, which was a gastro. So both of those things, I'm totally free of any drugs.
Wow.
Which is amazing. So the doctor was skeptical, but now he says, whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Yeah.
As I speak to you now, I'm 23 kgs less than this past December.
Awesome. So that'd be the lightest you've been in a long time then.
Oh, a very long time, yes. I'm buying smalls instead of XLs.
Yeah, right.
So that's and I'm a kind of that type of target. I'm a target driven, and that really gives me a buzz to chuck bag loads of stuff out to Vinny's and the Sally's and say, "Hey, all yours."
Yeah.
I don't need it. So that's so I'm kind of easily target driven. I like that.
Yeah.
The Spud itself, people have asked, why aren't you bored with them? If I get bored with Spud a couple of times, it's because I'm not really hungry.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you, Andrew?
No, it does. Yeah. There's a saying that I like that came from Tim Steele, and he says that if you're not hungry enough to eat a cold, plain boiled potato, then you're not hungry.
Right. But if you're hungry and you get a plate of spuds and you put them to this cooked spuds and then you just zap them and eat them, there's nothing nicer, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I've missed things.
They say I've just come up with this in my head just now, but they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think we should say hunger makes the makes the food tastier.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, it has told me when I've just when a man can't walk through the kitchen right open the fridge and look at it. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But I don't. I was at a meeting the other week. Ladies' Guild was on, and the tables were groaning with things, cakes and videos.
Yeah.
And I had a realization that I didn't have to turn my back on them. I just didn't want them. So
Yeah.
They weren't appealing to me.
Yeah, I remember that myself. When I first started in the beginning, I would go to work and there's a birthday at work and there'd be birthday cake and cookies and everything everywhere. And in the beginning, I was really frustrated and angry that I couldn't eat that food. And then it took a few weeks, and then I was just like, oh, whatever. I don't really care. They can have it or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. And then a few months down the track, I started like totally the opposite. I started feeling sorry for the people that were eating that food that was hurting them. I was like, oh, these poor people don't know what they're missing out on. And they were the same thing probably thinking the same thing about me.
Yeah. So that's been basically the track I've been on, and it's been a great one. I've also had a lot of people that I've come across who have been complimentary, and a couple of Margaret has contacted you, and a girl I worked on, big girl, and she wouldn't mind me saying that, and she lost maybe 25% of her body weight.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really contagious because I'm not the easiest dog to look at, but I'm really positive in this and my appearance. People haven't seen me for 4 or 5 months. Like, oh, look at you, I'm looking slimmer.
Yeah.
So, and I've been blessed with a kind of very positive attitude, if you like. And this has just sharpened it and harnessed it. I feel much better and much more positive.
Yeah. So it's so good to hear, yeah.
Well, it's outside of dietary as well. It's quite physical.
The physical changes are obviously that's what everyone wants to talk about because that's what everyone can see. But it's so for me the biggest thing was the way my depression changed, and maybe you weren't clinically depressed like I was, but to hear you say that you're feeling good emotionally as well is a huge thing.
Yeah, I picked up on on your when you talked about shoveling pizzas when you were in your depression times.
Yeah.
For me, it was I've always been quite gregarious and out there, but it was a bit of ownership. What I have done that I haven't mentioned so far is that I've taken on a really rigorous walking regime.
Yeah, I remember you posting about your walking. Yeah.
I've just posted for a walking regime. This year I walked this is on my Garmin,
Yeah.
7,800 kilometers I've walked.
Wow.
Which is 8.5 million steps, which is daily average over the year, 20 Ks. So
amazing.
Yeah, and so then my wife and I, Jenny, will walk for an hour in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, because it's all here. And besides, I could tell those people listening, besides fitness, it's great to walk alongside your wife for an hour and just say yes to you, earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
So and then I do that, and as I say, I'm trying to retire a few times. I'll have a walk this afternoon after I finish with you, and I'll do another.
Yeah.
So it's a natural thing. I stick the earphones on, and I either get some learning or some music.
Yeah, me the same. And a lot of people ask me about exercise, and I always say that, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, because that's what people are asking about. If you want to lose weight, then it's all about the food, and so focus on the food. And once you get the food right, then you'll start getting more energy and feeling better, and you'll just want to exercise. You don't need to convince yourself to get out the door and do something. You'll feel like you want to. Is that what you experienced as well?
Yeah, I did, absolutely. And it's a double-edged thing too. People will say, "Oh, well, if you do not have a weight, you can eat 3 fat chickens a day if you want to." You know, so they're giving all the credit to the work, not the fat.
Yeah.
If you don't understand it, I want to. I'm quite interested.
Yeah.
Which dovetails into this year. I'll pick up the starch book again on your advice, and I'll read that.
That's the Starch Solution by Dr. John McDougall you're talking about?
Thank you for that. Yeah, that was well done. Yes, good. And I'm on page 207. There's Burn to My Retina. That's just the week's trial menus, which we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And so the year had a bit of a kick. You may want to record this. I had 2 cataracts this last month.
Oh, okay.
Which was fun to do a Spud. But I've also got macular, which is a bit of a scary thing, macular degeneration.
Yeah.
And I have to, although I take a macular tablet, I have to enhance green vegetable intake.
Yeah, okay.
So I've started this year. I'm still 95% Spud. I've thrown in broccoli.
Yeah.
On a truckload. So I'm eating those 2.
Yeah, it's a good combination. That's pretty much what I did when I came off the Spuds only. Was I did a couple of weeks where I had basically just potatoes and broccoli and the odd banana as well. But sorry to hear about your problems there. But,
they're like, the cataract's actually good. It meant I get rid of my contact lens.
Maybe you should be eating carrots.
You did right. Nobody wants to hear about macular, but in modern days, injections in the eye to fix it. But interestingly, I was never a huge meat eater, but I think I'm almost repulsed by meat now. I don't want it. I'm not looking for red meat.
Yeah.
It's no effort. If my weakness as a young fella would have been cheese. Good.
Yeah.
And although I don't have to work out at the moment, I would see that would be my trap. If I had good cheese in front of me, I'd probably have a go at it.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Cheese and meat were massive things for me. I used to eat cheese and meat probably just about every meal, but
right.
Yeah, that's a long time ago now, and I'm the same. I'm not interested now.
And it's not an age-related thing, but what credit has to be given to this Spud whole regime is just give me a realization how you can eat sensibly and economically. Well, that's it. Yeah. That's a point. I don't know if you've done it. Our costs, my food intake's been about $6.50 a day this year.
Yeah, that's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, more money for Scotch.
Yeah. I was getting mine in bulk, and well, for most of the year I was sponsored and got them for free. That was from once the story went viral, then a local shop got on board and gave me my potatoes for free. But before that happened, it was costing me less than $5 a day. I was going to the local markets and just buying in bulk, and yeah, it was awesome.
I've become a two-rob expert now because I know my Dutch creams and the Savannah. It's pretty good, more than the greengrocer does.
Yeah.
Naughty things I've done were probably potato chips.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they're not cooked well, but I've had those on occasions.
Yeah, okay.
And I may have shared with you privately during the year, I had half a dozen trips to New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
Difficult to travel and eat spice. Not impossible, but it's difficult.
Yeah, it is hard. It was hard for me to travel as well. I went to the US a couple of times, and yeah, that was hard, but I got it done. It just took some extra planning and extra preparation, and yeah, it can be done. So
And probably the same yourself. I found that everybody was accommodating.
yeah,
What they
yeah,
were.
that's one thing. Like a lot of people write to me and ask me like, what am I going to do when I'm going to friends' places or whatever, going out for restaurants and things like that, and thinking that people are going to think it's a big inconvenience and that people are going to make fun of them and there's always going to be problems. But I didn't find that at all, and it's good to hear that you didn't find that either. How did you go about going out to friends' places and restaurants?
Well, restaurants, I found a lovely Thai place where it does a masalam, which is a potato curry dish with chicken or fish or meat. I just have a potato curry dish. Nothing else.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
And more potatoes. Yeah, baked potatoes in good restaurants, if they're served properly, are darn good.
Yeah,
But avoiding all the cheese that goes along with it.
yeah,
My early days, I made a mistake, and I was in New Zealand on a quick trip, and I went some Kentucky Fried mashed spud.
oh yeah,
The most evil, fat saturated.
yeah. Easy mistake to make, but yeah, not a good idea.
You pour all the very tasty gravy off and eat the spud, but it's not a good one. So no, my man said, well, I now pack, where someone will pack a spare towel in the suitcase, I've always got a packet of dead potato.
Yeah,
Just get any hot water in a hotel and 2 cups, and I got myself some spud, so
yeah,
that hasn't been a problem. A downside has been not eating with my wife.
yeah,
So because I eat on demand now, I
yeah,
have a breakfast and then a meal some days during the day when I'm hungry. And I can tell when I'm hungry, oh yeah, I've got to go and eat. So I'll do
yeah,
like a spuds and then eat again when I need to. And it's not necessarily, that might be my lifestyle due to the fact I'm also retired, but my wife's a working girl.
yeah.
She comes home and I'll prepare her dinner or we prepare it. We'll sit and talk, but I'm not eating with her. And that's kind of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because me and my wife used to always cook and eat together and all that too, and we still do. We do again now that I've finished my potatoes only a year. But yeah, I found that that's a downside of our relationship sort of thing. But then you got plenty more upside to make up for that, I think. So
That's what was mentioned. My partner Jenny is absolutely delighted by it.
yeah. And those walks that you talked about, going for a walk with your wife, that's that makes up for the dinner thing. Well, I think it does anyway.
Oh, yeah. We walk and talk for an hour and a quarter each morning. Well, I should say, Jenny talks and I listen.
Yeah.
And if we get one in again at night, so it's every couple of hours a day. And that's if a couple are holding hands for 2 hours a day, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
The potato thing though is not. It's not in any way. Jenny's eating sensibly, salad, etc. Not as strict a diet as I am, but she's lost 10 kg.
All right.
Her lifestyle has been really good year. And
yeah.
I'm 72, Jenny's 63, and we're looking kind of got the autumn chapters. I want to get everything right. I want to get your body in a good shape.
Yeah.
Your life. It was a time to do it, and that's been a bonus. So again, probably thank you for the inspiration. It's been brilliant,
Oh, thank you. I've said many times before, but yeah, by a long way, the best thing about this whole experience for me has been that, it's obviously I'm happy that I've changed my own life, but it sort of feels even better when I hear from people like you and all the other people that are, people saying that I've helped others change their lives too. So thank you.
That's great, yeah, it's deserved. And I've passed it on to those too, and it's surprisingly few mockers, one or two will have a poke of borax, but
yeah,
I think it's just look at the results.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that, several people have had concerns about me and, you should have this, you should have that, and food's just a Spud's just a fattening food, you can't live on.
Yeah, yeah.
Born out of a caring ignorance, if you like.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And yeah, people mean well, don't they? And people are curious too. It's only human nature, so.
Yeah. So I'm interested this year. I don't think. I'm quite sure I won't go back to meat, red meat. I think I will infiltrate fish again, possibly, but we'll just look at whether I need to or not. But certainly, I was a little nervous as my macula, so I'm putting
the thing really to be careful of is calorie density. Just keep an eye on your calorie density. Have you heard of this concept before? Okay, so basically, if you got a line on the left is the foods that have low calorie density. That's like so lower number of calories per kilo or per pound, and then on the way to the right, as it gets more calories per kilo or per pound. So if you're focusing on the foods that go to the left, which are things like, well, broccoli is going to be right down the bottom, very few calories per kilo or per pound. And then you got like things like other veggies, other colourful veggies that are non-starchy, and then you go up to things like berries and then up more to bananas, mangoes, things like that, and then potatoes, and then rice and beans and things like that. And then you go further along. And anyway, basically the point of this is that if you can keep your calorie density focus on eating things that are potatoes, rice, beans, and less calories per pound, then you can eat as much as you want, as often as you want, and you won't gain weight because those things are lower in calories. But then when you move further along, then you get to things like dried fruit. That gets higher in calories, and you get to things like different kinds of like milk and cheeses and things like that, and then meat and fish and all that is further up to the right as well. So those things are, and then you get even further. You get up to oil, which is crazy high number of calories per kilo or per pound. So. If you want to get into that side of things, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's along the lines of once you get above 400 calories per pound, so that'd be like 850 calories per kilo or something like that. Once you get over that level, that's when it starts getting into the territory of things that are going to trigger certain pleasure centers in your brain and make you want to go back for more and more and more and more. So fish is going to be in that category of the over the 400 calories per pound. So that's just something you got to be aware of. Is if you want to keep things down, in the low calorie area. So I reckon a good plan is to go for potatoes and things that are less calories per pound than potatoes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you can work that out as you go. I'm actually working on another course for people to be able to follow when they finish the SpudFit challenge, but that's a way off yet.
Importantly, in case I haven't portrayed it, there's been no sense of denial here. So, So, and that's the difference too. So, what you just told me now is quite informative, and I've got a whole range of foods I can bring in, and I don't want the whole spectrum. And you can read through the Starch Solution book that you mentioned, and that'll teach you everything you need to know about what to eat going forwards too. That's a really, really good book. Good stuff. Well, that's brilliant, Andrew. I think I've covered my points.
Yeah, well, I think we've probably been going long enough now for people watching on YouTube. But before we go though, have you got maybe one or two little tips you might like to give someone who's contemplating doing a SpudFit challenge? Maybe they don't have to go for a year. Maybe they want to do 2 weeks or a month or something on a SpudFit challenge, but they're going, I'm not sure if I want to do it. Or what advice would you give for that person?
Good opportunity, thanks. Well, I've reinvented myself several times in my life and in different careers. And my last 8 or 9 years, I was drug and alcohol counsellor. And one of those areas you do is you cannot get anybody to do something they don't want to. You can't get somebody to stop it abusing them unless they mentally want to. So I would say the first thing is really look at your motivation. Are you doing this for your wife, your boyfriend, or yourself? You've got to want to do it for yourself. And then, having made that decision, go for the Spuds. Try it on whatever time you like. If it's a week to you, or 10 days, or next birthday, or whatever. Have a target and stick to that one. And you'll find that it's contagious. You'll want to do it. It's, a comment you made a year ago was, you don't necessarily have to do any work, the Spuds make you want to do it. So they are motivating themselves. So I'd say make sure your motivation is right. And I started this by saying the most exciting part about it is I own this. Nobody told me I've got to do this. I'm owning it.
Yeah.
And that attitude can't fail. That's how I really got it. You know? It's a no lose.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, just take ownership and and run your own race, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. All right. Well, we'll end this YouTube video now, and but yeah, for everyone watching, you can go to www.spudfit.com if you want to find out more about the SpudFit Challenge. And yeah, thanks for joining us, Arthur, and
That was
bye, everyone.
Okay.